Confidentiality and data protection are crucial aspects of operating a labor helpline. Workers who reach out to the helpline often share sensitive information about their employment conditions, grievances, and potential violations of labor laws. It is the responsibility of the helpline to ensure that this information is kept confidential and protected from unauthorized access or misuse. This section will discuss the key considerations and best practices for maintaining confidentiality and data protection in a labor helpline. Confidentiality is the cornerstone of trust between the helpline and the workers it serves. When workers contact the helpline, they must feel confident that their personal information and the details of their inquiries will be kept confidential. Breaching confidentiality can have severe consequences, including retaliation from employers, loss of trust in the helpline, and potential harm to the workers seeking assistance. To ensure the confidentiality and protection of data, it is essential to implement robust data security measures. These measures should include secure data storage. All data collected through the helpline should be stored securely in a centralized database or a secure cloud-based system. Access to this data should be restricted to authorized personnel only. Encryption. Data transmitted between the helpline and workers should be encrypted to prevent unauthorized interception and access. Encryption ensures that even if the data is intercepted, it remains unreadable and unusable. Firewalls and antivirus software. Install firewalls and antivirus software on all systems used to store and process helpline data. Regularly update these security measures to protect against emerging threats. Access controls. Implement strict access controls to limit access to helpline data to authorized personnel only. Use strong passwords, two-factor authentication, and role-based access controls to ensure that only those with a legitimate need can access the data. Regular backups. Regularly backup helpline data to prevent data loss in case of system failures or other unforeseen events. Store backups in secure locations separate from the primary data storage. Maintaining the confidentiality of caller information is of utmost importance. Workers must feel comfortable providing their personal details without fear of their identity being revealed. Here are some measures to ensure confidentiality. Anonymity. Allow workers to remain anonymous if they choose to do so. Assure them that their identity will not be disclosed to anyone without their explicit consent. Confidentiality agreements. Ensure that all helpline staff members sign confidentiality agreements that clearly outline their responsibilities in maintaining the confidentiality of caller information. Training and awareness. Train helpline staff on the importance of confidentiality and the proper handling of caller information. Emphasize the consequences of breaching confidentiality and the ethical obligations associated with their role. Secure communication channels. Use secure communication channels, such as encrypted phone lines or secure messaging platforms, to protect the confidentiality of conversations between workers and helpline staff. Proper management and storage of helpline data are essential to maintain confidentiality and protect against unauthorized access. Consider the following practices. Data minimization. Collect only the necessary information from workers to address their inquiries. Avoid collecting excessive personal information that is not directly relevant to resolving their issues. Retention policies. Establish clear retention policies that outline how long helpline data will be stored. Ensure that data is retained for a reasonable period to address any follow-up inquiries or potential investigations, but not longer than necessary. Secure disposal. When helpline data is no longer needed, ensure its secure disposal. Use methods such as data wiping or physical destruction to prevent unauthorized access to discarded data. Regular audits. Conduct regular audits of data management practices to identify any vulnerabilities or areas for improvement. This includes reviewing access logs, monitoring data access patterns, and ensuring compliance with data protection regulations. Transparency and informed consent are essential when it comes to handling caller information. Workers should be informed about how their data will be used and who may have access to it. Consider the following practices. Privacy policy. Develop a clear and concise privacy policy that outlines how caller information will be used, stored, and protected. Make this policy easily accessible to workers through the Helpline's website or other communication channels. Informed consent. Obtain explicit consent from workers before collecting and using their personal information. Clearly explain the purpose of collecting the information and how it will be used to assist them. Data usage restrictions. Ensure that caller information is used only for the purpose for which it was collected. Prohibit the use of caller information for any other purposes without the worker's explicit consent. Addressing data breaches and handling complaints. Despite implementing robust data protection measures, data breaches can still occur. It is crucial to have a plan in place to address data breaches promptly and effectively. Consider the following steps. Response plan. Develop a data breach response plan that outlines the steps to be taken in the event of a breach. This plan should include procedures for containing the breach, notifying affected individuals, and cooperating with relevant authorities. Notification. If a data breach occurs, promptly notify affected individuals about the breach, the potential impact on their data, and the steps they can take to protect themselves. Investigation and remediation. Conduct a thorough investigation to determine the cause and extent of the breach. Take appropriate measures to remediate the breach and prevent similar incidents in the future. Handling complaints. Establish a process for handling complaints related to data protection and confidentiality. Ensure that workers have a clear avenue to report any concerns or grievances regarding the handling of their data. By implementing robust data protection measures, ensuring confidentiality, and handling data breaches effectively, a labor helpline can build trust with workers and provide a safe and secure platform for seeking assistance. Confidentiality and data protection should be at the forefront of every aspect of helpline operations to ensure the privacy and safety of workers.